thanks for coming online. We are going to review the instructions for creating a Spark service that is required for doing both the Spark tutorial for this week and then assignment 2 a week later. Okay, so we are running into some problems with the IBM Cloud and the Watson Studio options. So let's just listen to Elena. She's going to walk us through the instructions and then show us how to create a new project and associate a Spark service with the project. Okay, thanks.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Can
Okay.
you see the screen?
Do you see my screen?
Anybody?
So basically what you first need to do, guys, is that you have to create your IBM Cloud account. And I'm aware of the change. Usually they give you 6 months of access. Currently, the code is valid through the end of this month. I'm aware of it. And I already contacted them. Let's see what they have to say. But be patient. If you apply the current code, you will need to apply another code whenever they have it, and you'll hear from me when they have it. To be pointed out, and if it's not, then there's gonna be a problem. All right, so here I am in the IBM studio. Guys, please look at it and then you will be watching it again. I click on create project and I'm gonna go click on the standard. Okay, I'm gonna put the project name, and the project name is going to be let's say Spark webinar. All right, so guys, please watch, please pay attention, because there is something that I want to highlight. Okay, if there is something, there are some instructions in here. If they're not followed carefully, there is a risk of not finishing this assignment. So there is something that I want to prevent, and that's the reason of this meeting. So I called it Spark webinar, right? Initially, you're not gonna have the object storage, and there are instructions on how to set up. So trust me, just assume that you get to this far. Just assume you're gonna get this far. So I'm creating now the new project, because there is piece in here that is critical. It's just critical that you'll need to follow. It's just because if you don't follow this step, you will not be able to finish it. Because right now you are getting 50 runtime hours per month, right? So which is basically adds up to between 25 to 33 clock hours per month. Okay? But once you exhaust those hours, you will not be able to continue the assignments until the next month, which means you will miss the deadline. So the goal tonight is to show you what to do and what not to do to make sure that you don't run into some problems and all your data, right? A project is a placeholder where you put all your notebook and all your data. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna add to projects, and you're going to add your notebook here. So take a look. I'm gonna click on add to project. I'm gonna click notebook, right? And this is a notebook that I gave you. You're gonna add the notebook from file. Now take a look at this. I'm gonna click on the browse, right? I'm gonna click on browse and I'm gonna go, I find it. This is what I downloaded from the classroom, okay? Now, here, you have to listen, here, this piece over here is critical, right? You have to select the runtime environment. You have to select the correct one, the one that works, and the one that consumes as less hours as possible. So let's see this one, okay? But you have to keep in mind that this environment, there is a limit on how many hours you may use it for months.
Let's explain a little bit to them, okay? Here. So what she has done so far is she has taken the program file, which we call the notebook, okay? It's been given to you. If you downloaded the project, you have already downloaded that file. That file contains the code. Okay, so that's what she added. The code is called the notebook. Now, what she is trying to do now is select the runtime. So you are selecting the computational resources on IBM Cloud to run your program. Okay, so you can look at it and see if it makes sense. It says default Spark Python. So
First one.
the language you are using is Python. The notebook is written in Python, and you are going to execute that on a Spark cluster. Okay, and you are selecting one virtual CPU and 4 GBs of RAM. Okay, so you need to select the runtime. Now that is very critical. If you select the wrong runtime, okay, you will be exhausting the number of hours allotted to you very quickly. Okay, so that's what she's trying to explain now. So this is you are selecting the platform, the computational platform on which you are going to do all your project. You're going to execute the tutorial code, Python code. Let's stop here and see if there are any questions. Do you understand the difference between the notebook and the select runtime? If you have any questions, ask right now. Okay, so because you have a student account, you are getting a fixed number of free computational hours. Okay, and if you exhaust them, then your account is done. So that's very critical. You have to finish your work for this course within the allotted number of hours. Okay, and what platform you select very critically dictates how many hours you will get. Okay, so I hope that is clear. If not, please broadcast your questions to everybody on
And
chat or ask us now. Okay, continue, Elena.
no, I was gonna say I did the math. This one, it means it consumes 1.5 per hour, right? It consumes 1.5 per hour. Can you repeat the number of hours you have? Excellent questions. That's what I'm trying to explain right now. You have 50 capacity. You have 50 capacity units, not 50 hours, but those are the capacity units per hour. If you are working on this environment, and this environment consumes 1.5 capacity units per hour, right? So this is my calculator.
Mhm.
So what I'm doing is this, I'm multiplying 1.5. Actually, what I'm doing is this, I divide 50 by 1.5, sorry. I have to take 50, I divide 50 by 1.5, and that gives me 33 clock hours per month. It's 33 clock hours per month because, yeah.
That's right. Let's say you work 10 hours on the cloud per day. In 3 days, you will exhaust all the capacity units. Okay. So 33 clock hours. That's how many hours you can work if you select this option.
Yes, and this is very important. When you are working on this, right, and then when you're done for the day, I'll show you, you have to stop it. If you don't cut off the environment, if you don't cut the runtime environment, it will keep on spinning and consuming your hours, okay? So the purpose today, I need to show you what you need to do to make sure that you don't waste your hours. Okay, let me
What
see.
about, Elena, what about 3.6? What does that show?
It's gonna be 2.
2? Okay.
Okay, we'll be using only for assignment 2. Okay, this is excellent question. Let me explain what's gonna happen. This is for this assignment, right? For
Tutorial.
assignment 2, we'll have slightly different instructions. We'll show you the workaround for assignment 2. We'll have a workaround for assignment 2.
Yes, we will have a workaround for assignment 2.
Yes.
Now, you remember that these are critical hours when you have a job as a data scientist and you're using a Spark environment, you're going to have similar resource constraints. So we want you to be very agile, okay? And you need to go log into the platform well prepared to execute the program. Okay, so don't keep the wheel spinning while you are thinking or doing other things. You have to save as many hours as possible. So let me put it that way. So the first constraint is that you have to finish the tutorial within the allotted number of hours. And the second constraint is try to save as many hours as possible. And then just before we release assignment 2, we will give you additional instructions.
Yes. And do not worry about the assignment 3 because it's going to be the new month. Okay? This limit will be reset for the new month. Do not worry. Assignment 3 will be totally different. Don't worry. Okay? We'll be using for assignment 2. Yes, they'll be different. And assignment 3 is going to be next month. So don't worry about it. The clock, the hours get reset next month. Okay, and don't worry about assignment 4 because there is no such a restriction in there yet. Okay, so let's focus on this assignment. I'm gonna click on create notebook. Well, and I checked Python 3.6 is actually the same. But let's see, let's create notebook. Now, as soon as I hit this button, I hit this button right now, my clock will start. See that? It's starting the runtime environment. And so here it's showing me that it's going to consume 1.5 units per hour. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to check how many hours you have. You're going to check, well, basically, you can open it in a new tab if you want. And you're going to check this. Watch. Here, I'm going to click here. And now I'm going to select this environment, right? Here, and there should be here it is, manage environmental runtime. If I select manage environmental runtime, it's showing me right now that I've used, this is what I have used so far this month. This is what I have remaining. And this here is what is running right now at the moment, right? This is what it consumed right now. I just started my notebook, but the clock is ticking, right? The clock is ticking. I started my notebook. Well, it says kernel not final. Okay, I'll just do this. It says that it's deprecated, but I was still able to bypass this. I was still able to bypass it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna click here. And I'm going to...
Let's stop and see if there are any further questions there.
Yes.
So, do you understand how to how to select the appropriate runtime? And do you understand how to track the amount of usage and the number of and the capacity hours left? Let's just wait to see if they have. Okay, good. No questions here. Okay. So you know where to go. Go to the top left menu, pull down the menu, Under manage, you will see environment runtimes.
It's in here, yeah.
Come
I
there.
have certain window open.
Right.
Yes.
So
So
do we have any questions?
I've used this today.
Correct. That's
So,
how much has been used. So you can see that she has done nothing yet, right? She has not executed the notebook at all. And it's already showing that she has consumed zero point 0.4. That's because that's the amount of resources that were consumed in just spinning up the cluster and initializing it.
and also I did a little bit before this session just to check something.
Okay.
Yes. So now what I'm going to do next is I have to add the data. So I'm doing this. I'm going to do browse, and then I'm going to find this is employee attrition file. Okay. I uploaded my data here. Next thing that you'll have to do is you're going to scroll down to this line, and you're gonna do this. This is insert into code, and you're gonna insert Spark session data frame. Right? Come on. Okay. You're going to do this. Now, this is in the instructions. You're just gonna change this 2 to a 1. It's because the rest of the code, that's how the variable is called in the rest of the code, right? So that piece is here. And then what else you're gonna do is, this is a bucket. This is a bucket. Your bucket is gonna be different. Object storage bucket. You go here and you're gonna replace the word bucket with this. It's in the instructions, that does not change, okay? And now what you'll do is you're going to run it starting from the top. I'm not going to run everything because this is your homework, right? Running it cell by cell, it's your homework assignment. So let's see if that works. Waiting for the Spark to start. So now it's starting the Spark. Okay. Okay. So this basically tells me that I started the Spark, it's 2.33. So what I really should have done is I should have corrected my comment. Okay, I should have corrected it, but that's okay. Right? It's 2.33. This cell in here is just a data description, so nothing will happen if I run it, right? And I have to continue running it, right? This is called the markdown cell. Now what I'm gonna do this, I'm going to this piece here, I'm running this piece here, and I have to, yes, it's gonna take a little bit of time to execute. I noted
You
that
can
today
see
too.
that you can see that it is running
Yes,
because it's a star next to the cell number. Okay. When it finishes, it will give you a cell number right there. Okay, now it is done. Okay.
yes.
I
And
think that's
yeah,
enough, Elena. I don't think you need to run through all the rest of the cells, do you?
nope, I don't need to run anything else,
Okay.
but
So
I'll just mention,
let's handle the questions and then maybe show them.
oh yeah, how to stop the environment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and there are some exercises that you need to do, right? But before you work on the exercise, you have to make sure that you understand what this code does about it.
Yeah, don't do it while you're running the cluster. Do it beforehand. Read through the program, understand the program, and then start working on it so that you save the computational time. So, right now, resources are being consumed. Okay,
Yes.
so
Oh, yes. So right now, yes, this is what, let me show you what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to go back here. Watch, I'm gonna go under the uh, manage, and I'm gonna go to environmental runtimes, and I'll show you what's gonna happen. See this? I just consumed 0.1. How much time did I spend with you now? I had 0.5, and now it burned 0.1. Do you see that? I'm burning it in no time. Okay? So, let's do this. I'm done, right? Well,
mhm.
I'm done. watch what I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna well, I should there's a way to stop this.
No, go to file and
Oh
stop
yeah, yeah,
kernel.
yeah. Exit file. I'm gonna stop kernels. That's right. Thank you. And I'm gonna shut down. This is what I'm doing now. I'm shutting it down. This is how you exit. Very important, guys. This is very important. I cannot emphasize how important it is. So I shut this down, right? I exit my
Wait,
notebook.
wait. Oh, okay.
Huh?
No, that's fine. So I wanted to show them how to restart. I mean, if you
Ah,
need time
okay.
to think, if you need time to think, you need to, you get interrupted or something like that,
You
you
have
can
to stop.
always shut down the kernel and then you can restart it from that menu,
Oh, okay.
is kernel. But
Let's go back
yeah,
to
that's fine.
restart. Let's go back to restart. So I exited my notebook, right? To get back in, I'm just gonna click on this pencil. I'm gonna click on the pencil. See this? It's starting now. It starts in the notebook again now. See this? Now it's gonna start again. And it's gonna be eating my hours again. See this? It's starting. What did I did? I did nothing. I just showed you how to add data, and I showed you how to add the credentials part, right? I did not do anything yet. Okay. The notebook uses Spark. Okay. Well, yes, they want you to switch to Python 3.6, but it's a different part. It's a different part of the story. Let's focus on one thing now. So I'm here. I'm gonna do this stop kernel, and we'll see how to restart, right? I stopped. Did it stop? Yeah. Yes. To start. Oh, I thought I stopped it.
Did it? Okay, one more. Yeah, yeah, there you go.
I shut down the kernel, right? Let me see if it's in my runtime. What does it show? Well, I'm just curious. I want to see.
Mhm.
So let's check environmental runtime. You currently have nothing running. Excellent. That did it. But take a look at this. I went up to 0.6. So basically, what you're going to do is that you're working on your assignment. Your friend calls you. Okay? Tell your friend 1 second. You go into the file and you're gonna do stop the kernel. Okay? And in another window, make sure that nothing is running. Whenever you're back after the conversation, you can do restart, and it will start the kernel again. All right, something like that.
Mhm.
Restarting, yes.
Yep.
So then, if I go back here, and if I go here in a manage environmental runtime, now I'm going to be using it again. Well, it does not show yet, but as soon as I execute my first command, right? Like if I go here, if I run this cell here, it's gonna start using it again. See that? It's starting the Spark. So basically, it comes on as soon as I run the first command. So I ran my first command, and now I'm going back in here, manage, and I'm gonna do this, environmental runtimes. It's gonna show now. Well, okay. See
There you
this? It started.
go. Mhm.
Now, see this? It's 0.0, but this is since the time when I restarted. Okay, so this is, I'm at 0.6 right now. Uh, Also, when you edit the code, if you edit the code, right, you would have to do this. You would have to go to the kernel and you're gonna do restart and clear output. This is what you do when you made some changes, okay? Restart and clear output. Yeah. Okay? Whenever you edited the code, you have to start fresh and you start from the top. Okay?
All right, so let's give them a chance to ask questions. Do you understand how to stop and restart the kernel? How to monitor the hours? Do you have any questions about those?
And also I could do this from here. If I accidentally close this tab, right? Suppose that I accidentally close this tab before stopping the kernel. I was not careful. So then I go here. See this? I can stop here. I can stop it here. That should do that too. Okay. That should do it.
Hmm.
And the thing is, the hours are not per project. The hours are per account. That's something else I need to point out. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not worry about assignment 2. Let's
Yeah.
focus on this one first, one at a time. And we will see what
That's
is.
right. So Yon is asking a question. As Elena just said, and I also talked about it a little earlier. Don't worry about assignment 2 now. Assume you are an employee of this company and you have been given 50 hours for this project. It's your duty to be as thrifty as possible, okay, when you are using your company resources. So, like I said, try to do your best and try to be very efficient and save the computational resources allotted to you. Try to finish the Spark tutorial first. And we will give you additional instructions when we start assignment 2. One more thing I want to emphasize is that this is not 50 hours. Elena just showed you that you only have 33 hours. Okay, those are 50 computational units. So you every hour you work on the, yeah, that's right, capacity unit hours. Every hour, clock hour you work on this platform, you are consuming 1.5.
If we burn hours in between,
Correct, that's right. Once you start a kernel, you have no control over it.
yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to advertise it, but if you burn everything, the worst case scenario, I will show you what to do, but don't think about it, okay? Let's learn how to use the hours effectively, okay?
Elena, the due date for assignment 2,
Yeah.
has that been updated?
Oh,
6.
it was due on 6:30, but that's assignment too. It's on 6:30. Yeah.
Okay, not 28th.
Oh, well, yes. Those are the hours for June, but there are some workarounds that we're gonna discuss.
Yeah.
There are going to be different instructions for assignment 2. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. For
Okay.
right now, yes, for right now, let's focus on this assignment and also let us know how many hours you'll have remaining, okay? Could you let us know how many hours you will have remaining? Because that will determine some decisions, okay? Please let us know how many hours you have remaining, okay?
Yeah.
Because in theory, this assignment should not take more than 10 clock hours, right? And you've got 33 clock hours, right?
That's right. Yes.
So you have more than enough if you use this wisely.
Yeah.
You have more than enough if you use it wisely. So yeah, because if you look at it, 33 hours, what is this? It's like 4 days, right? It's like 4 work days if you use it wisely. Right? So are you going to be working on it for work days? Your work day is 8 hours at your full-time job, right? So are you going to be working on this assignment for 4 work days? That's what basically it is, right? And
Hmm.
4, yeah, you would not have gotten more than a day, and even a day is a lot of time for this.
I think 10 hours is very generous. So, as I said, prepare before you start running the code, and then you should be quite fast. So,
So Elena and yeah, can we now kind of go back to the basics a little bit to make sure that we address some of the primary questions that
Yes,
we had about the account,
yes,
how to get
yes.
to Watson Studio?
Oh, this is a Watson Studio. But before I do that, okay, I want to make sure that I
No,
don't
no,
have
no, no.
any
no.
none.
Here's the thing, Elena.
Mhm.
So hear me out. So I think the issue is with when we get to the IBM Cloud, right? Make an
Ah,
account into IBM Cloud
yes, I'll
and
do.
you're coming to the
This is,
Watson Studio for the first time,
yes.
then you have to create a service for DSX to get
Oh,
the Watson.
really? Okay. Yes, yes, you do now because before you did not have to, but now you do, I guess, apparently. So you go to the what's that IBM Cloud, right? So
Right.
let me go back to that page. It's in the instructions. So this is this right here. This page. Oops. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, sometimes it just works, sometimes it does not. Okay, sometimes it works when you just log in, it takes you there, sometimes it's not. So if it does not, you go to the cloud, right? This is the IBM Cloud, yes. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do login, and notice that it's caching. So login, come on. For those of you who have more than one IBM account for numerous reasons, we don't do that. You do not use two different IBM IDs in the same browser at the same time, okay? The reason, usually I use the Chrome browser. The reason I'm not using it because earlier today I was using a different IBM ID in it for something else. So anyway, so here it is, right? I'm in right now, and this is the IBM Cloud. Well, what you have to do is this. You go to the catalog, right? And you have to add that service first. Come on. Okay, you go to the catalog, and there is a service called the Watson Studio. Come on. Okay. Okay. So now, well, see this is a catalog, and you need to get into the. Oh, there, stop me when you see it. It's under analytics, I believe. Oh, okay, analytics. And ooh, I clicked on something. Did I click on something? No, that's not what we want.
You can select analytics on the menu bar.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll do that now. But well, the thing is, it's refreshing the page. So let me go to catalog. Catalog. Once I click at the wrong place, it takes a while. Okay, I'm on catalog right now. I'm gonna click on analytics. Watch analytics. Come on. Okay. So now let's see. Oh, it's not on analytics. It's not on the analytics.
Compute. Is it compute?
No.
Just search in the catalog. Search the catalog in the search on the top. On the top, there's a
Okay.
search the catalog. Right.
So what do I put?
Watson Studio.
Mhm. There.
There you
Here it
go.
is.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, now it's gone.
It's there.
Oh, here it is. Okay,
It's
it's under AI.
Mhm.
What you have to do is you have to go to the IBM Cloud. You have to go to the Watson Studio and you're gonna click create. I cannot do it because I already have it created. I cannot do it, but you will have to click create, okay? And you want a regular plan. I cannot because I already have it created. You can have only one copy of this.
Yeah, you can. So those
Yeah,
instructions
if
are
you go
already
down
in.
below, it will show you the light plan now. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I'm not gonna do that because I already have it. Okay, and see this here. It explains this. It explains this that you cannot. You've got 50 capacity unit monthly limit. It says here, right? Okay. And the light plant services are deleted after 30 days of inactivity. So whenever you add something, if you don't use it for 30 days, it will be gone. Well, that's what it is. Now, what you need to do is, how do you make sure that in fact it is added? You're gonna need to go to your dashboard. Come on. You're gonna select the dashboard from, well, the reason it's taking me a little bit slow because I keep on changing it. The interface is changing as we speak. Okay, okay, here it is. And well, I have to click on the services. Now, your account is limited to 10 services. Well, you will see more than 10 on mine right now. It's because it's a faculty account. Okay, so here it is, and you want to make sure that you see the Watson Studio, okay? Don't worry about the Watson Assistant because this is assignment 4, but you want to see this Watson Studio, okay? And it's edited here and it's provisioned. If it's not, then you have to edit, okay? Sometimes it just done, sometimes it just works, sometimes it does not. So, all right?
Okay, do we have any questions on creating the cloud account and creating the Watson service? Any questions? Okay, so that's it. So Elena, do we?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is another point, important point. Some of you will ask, what do you do? You imported the notebook and you selected the wrong environment. Things happen, right?
Mhm.
This is what you can do, is this. So you close the notebook and you stop the wrong environment that you selected. You stop the kernel, right, like we showed you. And then in here, in the actions list, you can change the environment. See this change environment. This is what you will do if you selected the wrong environment. You can change it. Now you can change it, before you could not. Right? This is what you do if you selected the wrong environment. It will happen. Okay, so let's see. It might be good to mention the email to confirm your account takes a while. Hold on, what do you mean the email to confirm your account? Oh, it took few hours for you to get. Oh, okay, I see. I see what you mean. So this is what's happening. This is what's happening. So Alicia, you created your account, right? But then it took some time for the email to receive an email, right? It happens. It could happen. Sometimes it's instant. Sometimes it's not.
Also, sometimes the emails go in the spam folder, so you want to watch out your spam folder as well.
Oh, but you could still log in. Okay. Well, yes, there could be a little bit of a delay. And so, yeah.
No, I think this is an interesting point. So she was able to log in, but since she had not validated the account, her page looked different.
Well, yeah. I guess this.
We can put that in the instructions. Yeah, just make sure you get the email first before you log in. Check the spam folder.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
but yeah, but the thing is, that's right. But another thing that I wanted to say is that what you see in the interface might look slightly different from the instructions because they're changing it at all times. So just change it. For instance, sometimes you may see this banner here, you could see different. Sometimes the colors change and so on. So sometimes you can see this in a different font. There could be different image. That's what to expect. That's very,
Yeah.
if that's expected, that's normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Alrighty. If there are no more questions, I think we can end the recording, and we will get out the announcements and the new instructions tonight, correct, Elena?
Yes, I'm working on it.
Okay.
So basically, yes, that's where I'm at, but I need to add the instructions on stopping the environment.
Yeah.
I think this is critical to stop. Oh, you were able to create the project. Excellent.
Did you stop the service?
Who, me?
No, A. Jones. Yes, she did. Okay, good.
Okay, good. So that's a good news. One of you were able to create the project, and if you have some tips that you would like to share with your classmates, go ahead in the discussion and post. That would help. If
Yeah.
there's anything, yeah, you think could
Yes.
help the class, just go in and post. There is a discussion forum for this assignment, right? Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thank you, Elena.
Let me stop
Uh,
sharing, and I'm
yep.
gonna stop the recording. Where is it? Stop recording. Okay.